Collaborative economy is a self-fulfilling prophecy and not a reality. And it's our responsibility to fulfill it. Let's say a few words on my background. It explains my biases. Basically, I've been trying for 15 years to reduce everyday life violences in various contexts. Neighborhoods, bus shelters, schools, playgrounds, homes for the mentally disabled people, and of course, companies. And to bring people closer together, I've brought to life collaborative platforms, online and offline ones, like Peuplade, Voisinage, Avec nos proches, Happy Week, etc. To say it briefly, my job consists in proposing to the stakeholders ways to collaboratively design the peaceful and gratifying social links and experiences they want to live, and to live them together. And now let's begin. Why do I believe that collaborative economy is not yet a reality? Because collaborative consumers don't yet exist. People, first, often favor experiences that provide them with a sense of ownership. You feel, and it's true in the sharing field also, you feel you're own the car you're renting. You feel you are at home in the house you're renting. You have the keys, you are the master, and no one can tell you to follow the rules or to mind the curfew. Studies show also there's almost no serial collaborative consumers. Studies that show that collaborative consumption is not yet a consumer lifestyle. Very few consumers have more than one or two collaborative practices. They also show that the heavy users are often the people who are the less community-spirited and the most focused on their own interests. Even collaborative consumers are reluctant to be open to their neighbors. They favor far relationship with tourists or with foreigners. People aren't involved in ride-sharing with commuters. Also, we can say that most collaborative practices haven't yet proven they were scalable. Bartering or gift economy are viewed as a success, but their volumes are still tiny. To say it briefly, what we see is more and more consumers joining platforms to earn or to save money, but there's no collaborative behavior phenomenon here. It's just the storytelling that's changing. So if it's not a reality, what is it? I think it's a prophecy. And what does it say? It says that thanks to a collaborative consumption or economy, we could live in a world where what's mine is yours, and hopefully what's yours is mine, where access trumps ownership, where everyone can make a difference, even as a consumer, where people can trust each other everywhere, etc. I think that these set phrases are the components of the new culture, of a new culture, and the new culture, the collaborative culture. I think they are the collaborative itself. And I think it's a cultural phenomenon, more than platforms, more than anything else. It's fueled by platforms, it's fueled by economy, by experiences, but it's a culture. And the good news is that this prophecy is growing and growing as a culture. Cultures are the interfaces in which people live their whole life, their work life, their love life, their social life. And it's because of culture if American people don't define themselves the same way as Indian or Chinese people do. Culture tells you who you are, what's meaningful and what's not, who you should listen to, which experiences make life worth living, how to behave, what to do when you feel empty or lonely, what to expect from the others, how to cope with stress, with people, with strangers, with money, with gifts, etc. New cultures bring new ways of life since people live their life through it. I've tried to map this new culture, and I've seen that collaborative culture merges 6 different inspirations promoting specific remedies to save the world from the destruction or the war or the disorder. The 6th one: technological progress, political freedom, economic equality, social links, connection to nature, and spiritual awareness. Try it, you will see most thinkers you can hear today in this place refer to at least one of these keys. But it's not so easy to change cultures. So how could this miracle be possible? It's possible because collaborative experiences change people's mindsets and beliefs. And collaborative platforms are like the Trojan horses for this new culture. They give us live experiences that change the way we consider our neighbor. Every successful collaborative experience increases our confidence in others and our confidence in this new culture. It's possible to change this culture, the culture, because it creates also a huge amount of economic value. And it's not so common to witness change makers enjoying robust economic models to support their fight. But mostly, it's possible to fulfill the prophecy because a large range of stakeholders have strong reasons to support the collaborative culture. For them, the concept of collaborative economy has a unique appeal and a great legitimizing power. For members and users, it's a self-celebrating vision that makes you feel legitimate to charge what you would do for people you may have helped if they were friends or family member. For cultural creatives, it's a new way to express their environmental and societal awareness without any sacrifice. For yuppies and future leaders, it's a relieving opportunity to reconcile their appetite for success and for a meaningful work life. For the long-time activists, it's a way to rejuvenate their fight and to spread their ideology to a wider and younger audience. For journalists, it's an interesting trend to cover. It has economic, social, and ecological sides with loads of witnesses ready to give their testimony. For the startup companies that have to build a community, it's a story to tell. To foster this community spirit, every startup company needs to gain traction and also some PR. And for large corporations, it's a means to have a sustainable development strategy and explore new business models without having to sacrifice profit. To conclude, I'd like to ask myself, what should we do to contribute to that cultural change? First, we should not transform collaborative economy into an idol. Collaborative is not good in itself. It can turn relationships into commodities. It can threaten free services and generosity. It can reinforce social control on private lives. It can bring a new form of ideological dogmatism to help new sharks legitimate their grip on our lives. Second, we should evaluate platforms with the right criteria. We often speak about numbers, growth, size, and valuation. But what about impacts? Impacts on people. Does it protect people's freedom? Does it contribute to social justice? Does it preserve resources, etc.? Third, and it's my last point, we should invest quickly other fields and take into account deeper needs. beside our consumer side, beside our interest in drills, in cars, in flats, we are also citizens. We are parents, we are lovers, believers, caregivers, etc. A lot of aspects of our everyday life remain very institutional, hierarchical, and cold. It's time to question these institutions and to prove that things can go better when people define collaboratively their spiritual identity and practices, their ethnical and national belonging, their way to be citizen, etc. To say it in a few words, consumption isn't collaborative yet, but collaborative culture is emerging, and tomorrow it may be our most valuable good. Thank you.